Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Last Epoch dev stream. I'm your host, Mike, and as always, it's great to be here. Let's hop right in. We've got our lovely lady Necromancer here, who is working on empowered timelines. We just got here last stream and kicking butt. Oh yeah, also look what came in the mail. Oh, brand new shirt. Yeah. Oh, we got our first sub of the stream. It is Aurora5687. That is right. We have a new charity stream sponsor. No, sponsor is the wrong word. Charity stream beneficiary. We got a new charity for the stream this month. So if you guys don't know, every month we have a different stream, different charity that we raise money for. And this week we're rescuing some animals, some International Animal Rescue Fund stuff, which is going to be great. So all month, that's our charity. And I know I did a horrible job of introducing that, but so you get when you don't write a script. So yeah, welcome back. We're going to jump right into some empowered Monolith. We're going to get to the boss pretty quick here. I'm a little under-geared for doing this, I think, because it's like dramatically harder than the regular ones. So we'll see how we do here. We're doing level 100 content at level 89. So, you know. Also want to thank Mr. Lone Star McFluffin for raiding in with 28 people. Thank you very much. Welcome everyone that came from there. I hope we've got some interesting stuff for you. I put together a little teaser for stuff we've been working on this week. We'll get to a little later. It's not a ton of stuff, but it'll imply more stuff. And someone kind of forced me to tease it after they said something in another channel, you know. So, got a question here talking about merchandise. I see one of the LE hats. Before, will those be possible to order later on? Yeah, they will be. Boom. There we go. Fits perfectly. Definitely not too small. We got another sub coming in hot from Art Crusader. Thank you very much. That's the second sub. Dinos, hey, Mike, he friends. Nice. Nice. I'm certainly no Riker. Yeah. My last name is Weiker, though, so it works really easy. Hey, folks, it's Weiker. Yeah? Definitely can't do it as well as him, though. Why not playing American Truck Simulator? I got a better hat for that somewhere around here. I think my wife stole it for gardening. Oh, skipping sets. Pebbles Collar. I really like that set. It's not very strong. It's cool for like some early stuff. I'm pretty sure it's still low level. Yeah, level 12. Let's go, buddies. I haven't forgotten your promise for more leaks this stream. Yeah, alright. I'll start it off multiplayer when it's ready. They're doing another multiplayer test right now. Oh my goodness me. I just see this giant stream. That is Boardman coming in hot. Wow. Congratulations to everyone who got one of those, and thank you very much, Boardman. That is very generous. That is the hype train notification came up, and it's like 1,440%. Oh my god, that's 100. What? Thank you. That's the goal. We wanted 100 subs for it. You just smashed the goal right away. That's amazing. That's a way to kick in the door, ain't it? Kadoosh. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Congrats to everyone that got one of those. That's fantastic. Thank you. It's wow. I am going to do this, though, and mute the sound of it, because that's going to be doing that for a long time straight. Yeah, wow. All right. Kind of blown away by that. That was very cool. So we found a bug very recently. This was brought up on the forums about certain affixes, certain affixes that could become exalted through doing monoliths that had the exalted reward and getting that affix in that exalted reward. It could bypass the fact that certain affixes can't be exalted. So the reduced damage from critical strikes affix next patch will not be able to be exalted at all. And that's because it can't go above 50%. Are companions getting model updates as well as the Primalist? I don't think initially, no. I know there's some models that personally I'm really happy with, like the bear, for example. Oh, I love the bear. And definitely not an 8.3. Some of them might get something in 8.4, I don't know. But 8.3, it's just the Primalist model itself. Yeah. We got a question. Hello! You said in one of the streams devs plan to make level 90 to 100 much harder to achieve. Did you implement that change? And if not, when do you plan to do it? We've not made big changes to the leveling curve. I would say that'll likely happen. I don't know when that'll happen. I think it would likely happen closer to when multiplayer's out, possibly on multiplayer release, maybe a little bit after, somewhere in there. Just because part of the reason we've made it easier is, I guess, because people want to be able to experiment, and there's not quite as much to do yet with, like, we're still developing content for the game, and until there's like enough content that's really diverse to spend all that time on, we want to make it a little bit easier to get those levels. I doubt it would be anything drastic, and as always, it could change. Do I have a guide up for the build I'm currently playing? I don't. You know who probably has a guide for a build pretty darn similar to this? It's Boardman. But yeah, lots of great guides. I kind of just assume he's got a guide for anything that works even remotely well. But this is I don't think this is a too far out there build, really. Take a quick sec to show it off a little bit. This is our Dreadshed. You can come back and clip this or pause it and see all the things. Skeletal Mage. We do have +2 to that. Volatile Zombie. Skeleton and Transplant. It's basically just we're going cold damage on the skeletons, so there's ice arrows, and then we're going cold damage on the mages, there's the ice mages, and then we're physical on the Warriors, volatile zombies are necrotic damage, so we're spreading out our damage types, but it's working pretty well. Dreadshade for a little extra. Nice. I just saw that. Hype squawk and hype hey friends. Love it. Love it. Can I make Bear have a rocket launcher since bears seem to have quite a vast technological capabilities? No. I don't know where that's coming from. Well, that's not a bad chest. None of these are really fantastic. There's probably a build that uses that well. Let's get some keys. Oh, I'm basically there. We're going to be able to go. I probably could go all the way right now. How are bears super technologically advanced? There's wolves that have the tech? How are wolves technologically advanced? Oh, I hate avalanche. Let's regroup. Let's regroup over here. Oh. My damage is not up to the task here. This is getting very out of hand very quickly. I don't know if you want a build guide for this. We're gonna do a little kiting. No big deal. Let's save the minions we have. We're gonna kite a little bit here because I'm gonna die otherwise. It's a little tense. All right. Things are settling down. This is good. Whew. Deep breath, everyone. No problem. And you were scared. Ugh. Alright, what did I miss there? Do loot drops from the same places? So you can like farm for an item, or is it mostly randomized ever for the loot? I think you might be saying like does specific gear always drop from the same boss or something like that? And there are certain bosses that have specific loot tables of gear that they drop, and it'll be like in a range of like there might be 3 things that it can drop, and one of them's more common and one of them's more rare type thing. But for the most part, stuff can pretty well drop anywhere as long as it's a high enough level. Will dungeons have a version in group play where players must take on specific roles in a strategic fight? Probably not. And so I understand where you're coming from with that question. Like, is there going to be a raid boss style system where like you need like a healer and a tank and a DPS type thing? Probably not. And I think this stems back to wanting to be able to make things be possible in single player. And I mean, we might put some mechanics in that make it favorable to do that, possibly. I don't know, maybe there's like some mechanic in a boss fight where it's going to deal a lot of damage and you need someone, and it's going to do to like one person in particular. So you need to like sacrifice someone or have minions or have a tank or something like that to soak it up. Or maybe there's like something that pops out and it's got to be DPS down really quickly, and if it doesn't, then it does a ton of damage. So you can either bring a bunch of damage in your party, or you can bring a bunch of tankness. My minions, however, are not tanky, and they get in their butt kicked. Real bad. Yeah, we're gonna put some work into minion health, I think, here, because I'm spending too much time resummoning them, and it's really cutting into my damage. So I should be spamming zombies. Maybe I've just got to be more forward aggressive and spam the zombies before they get a chance to overwhelm me. Just riding the line on that mana all day. All right. Let me ask you guys this question. of the existing Sentinel skills. Truly, let's walk all the way around. Oh my god. Of the existing Sentinel skills, which ones would you like to see? And Void Knight, I guess. Sentinel, Void Knight. Which ones would you like to see get a rework the most? Sorry, not Paladin. Sentinel, Void Knight specific. I see erasing strikes, and I see rebukes. Which Sentinel or Void Knight skills would you like to see reworked the most? Just want to get a feel out on how excited or disappointed everyone's going to be next batch. But enrages at half health. Doesn't really do a ton for it. And you guys already know Abyssal Echoes is getting a bunch of changes. It's getting new art. It's getting new 2D art for Abyssal Echoes. I love the new art. I am definitely going to need to do a little crafting before we head into this boss, I think. My damage feels low. Can you see the art? Yeah, I can grab the art for you. Rhymer. No, never mind. Okay, it's gonna take me a sec to grab the art. Oh, I should actually have it just on my computer, shouldn't I? Maybe. Okay. I just did something. I have no idea what I did. I feel like I just accidentally copied a folder into another folder. But I think the first folder was in the second folder already. So I tried to just put a folder inside of a folder that it was inside. Or of. Try to put two things inside of each other simultaneously. I don't think it's possible. No, it wasn't. It wasn't in the game files. It was just on my computer. Have you guys ever tried to put the recycle bin in the recycle bin? Here's a fun fact. You guys know what a palindrome is? Most people probably do. It's words the same forward and backwards. I don't know if you guys have a favorite palindrome, but my favorite palindrome is a butt tuba. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. A butt tuba backwards is a butt tuba. I'll get the art here in a minute. I'll find it. It's not in that channel. I'm looking. Remember, could you send me the art for Abyssal Echoes, please? I'm sorry. Where am I even going? We did it! Yay! Oh, what's this? I mean, that's pretty sweet. You know, this might have something to do with why my minions are dying. Why is it red colored? I've got a loot filter set up to display to me wonderful items. Is that a... It was. You know, we're going to craft on it. Yeah, we're just going to flip it to camera. This one? Yeah, that one. Should have coloration difference. The icons are not enough, especially if so many. And the tooltips are positioned terribly. Whose fault is that? It's mine. Oh, I heard it. Minor. That's okay. That's okay. Real bad rolls. Depressingly bad rolls. Whatever, though. We're doing it. We're switching it out. I think that'll help overall. We've got a lot of void and physical res just hanging out in other places that could probably be pulled off to make room for better stuff. Probably should have tried to pull the Void Res off it first. Whatever, we're going to roll with it. Are there any plans to let us move around the elements in the UI? Definitely not for 1.0 release. But it's not completely off the table long term, but definitely not for 1.0 release. What am I doing? Here we go. Flip the camera back. Get a new image. Source. New source. Just slap it down in the corner for a little bit. I'll put it right above here. Here, we got an idea. Oh, it's too tiny. I can't actually see it properly. Okay, I'll let you guys look at it full size. This is the new art for Abyssal Echoes. Good one, Bankai Killer Hazard. Oh, right. There's a wonderful mechanic in this fight. You have to kill these first. Which I absolutely know about. Because we spent forever making them work. There was a really odd bug in this zone initially where you could lunge at objects that weren't really there and get outside the arena for so long. Okay, okay. Not that bad. There we go. And it's just that easy. Another woven flesh. Won't really do us much good, but that's okay. Ooh. Just a straight upgrade. Cool. Cool. That works. And we unlocked the alternate path this time. Because we'd already unlocked this the first time we went through, so we unlocked this one the second time, just so we can get the other blessing here. This is an actual stat blessing. This is not a stat blessing, but that's okay. I want to get over here. Legendary. Well, let's do this. That went way better than I expected. Way better better than I expected. Get rid of that Abyssal Echoes. It's been there for a while. Any changes coming to Ignite in the future is something on the dev radar. What about it is you thinking that it should be on our radar, Arbus? Short answer, no. I mean, it's not something major that we're looking at. Numeric changes Ignite currently feels like it requires significantly higher investment in other elements for worse performance. Yeah, I mean that might be more about like other specific things overperforming as well. You know, we can probably switch out a bunch of our idols. Come to think of it, because I think we've got a bunch of idols that are doing resistance stuff. What was that? Is that haste? The crit? Stun chance. Oh, there's Mr. Unique back here. Oh, look at that, Smoke Weaver. Totally not very popular dagger that no one gambles hours and hours for. I'm sure no one's had that problem in here. Poison is currently the strongest dot in the game by a huge margin. All the other dots feel underpowered compared to it because it has natural shred built into it, and Bleed and Ignite get nothing. Yeah, that's a good point. Poison as well, it's like it's only damage over time, and so it's like an attempt to make it feel unique and distinct, whereas with something like Ignite, you do get that initial hit from the fire damage, so you can scale just fire damage and get hit damage and dot damage if you want. There's more versatility there. And yeah, like general balancing is something that happens all the time. When Arbors posed the question, I thought there may have been some sort of major problem of like it does nothing, or there's a way to make it do everything through a bug of some sort, you know? Sorry guys, I'm getting you a little more stuff here at the same time while we do this. Minions, take over for me. Good job. Here's a few friends. Alright, here is another new icon for an ability that you guys discovered last week, I think. See if you can guess what that is. Shouldn't be hard. What kind of game would it would become if what kind of game would become if PoE last Epoch into Diablo developed? Try that again here. What kind of game would become if PoE last Epoch and Diablo developers were forced into one studio? I think that part of the beauty of having multiple studios is you get multiple perspectives on everything, and you get multiple ideas. There's a lot of things that like PoE can't do that we can do because of our systems. There's a lot of things that PoE can do that we can't do because of their systems. Like there's lots of things that really work in one game or another that can't in the other. If that makes any sense. And I think that having those different perspectives and those different systems that you're building on really helps make the games more interesting because there's something different out there. If we were all forced into one studio to work, I don't think it would work very well, just because you'd have 3 people in every role trying to do one job. I feel like the biggest thing is just that Ignite is the weakest dot and there's nothing mechanically unique to separate it from Bleed. If it were a bit more special, I think the feeling would be lessened at least some. That's a good point. I'm not sure what we could do to make Ignite more unique. Mechanically. I mean, having it spread is a pretty sweet thing to do. But it's one of those things, like we do have Spreading Flames, which is a basically Ignite that spreads dot. And we can, but it would cause a significant performance overhead. We can't modify a dot from one source on the fly through a tree without modifying all of them without significant performance problems. So I can't I can't give it a new property, so like making Ignite spread from a node. That's why we have the different ailment Spreading Flames, because giving that version of Ignite spreading without giving just Ignite as a base spreading causes big problems. You'll see like Abyssal Decay from Abyssal Echoes is getting a lot more mechanical changes in the tree now. So, something that we pioneered with Bone Curse. And so it's getting a lot of those now. Well, not specifically the same things, but actually it's getting a bunch of new things that Bone Curse can't do. Will this build still work next patch with Necro changes? I don't see why not. If anything, it'll probably work better. Did I walk right past the thing? I did. This, like, Ice Goliaths and all these things that cause Avalanche to happen, or spiky Avalanche. Ugh. I don't know why it gets me. But it does. Can't you give Ignite and other such a debuff modifier to enemies without reducing performance and such? Yeah, we can give it inherently those things. If like just Ignite in general has something like that, totally not a problem. It's just we have to give it to all of Ignite or none of Ignite type thing. That's why the ailments that do get modified on the fly frequently, so Abyssal Decay and Bone Curse are the two big ones, they only come from one source. Abyssal Echoes and Bone Curse. But yes, we could give it something else. Here, let me switch this up for you guys. I assume you guys figured out that this was multi-strike. Here's another one you should likely be able to figure out what it is pretty quickly. Here's one as well that you should be able to figure out. You definitely know this skill. You may not be able to figure it out immediately, but it's a new icon for an old skill. It's in the game. Flintler, you're good at this. And here's one you know nothing about. Well, I can tell you something, he's not psychic. How do you plan your unique set items? Do you plan one or more builds to work with an item, then you release it for the players to think more builds? Interested about the process. Sometimes there's two ways you can do an item. Actually, there's lots of ways you can do an item. There's two main ways you can do an item, and that's you can start with like a theme. So you can say like, okay, I want to have a cold theme on a quiver. I'm going to just use an item we already have. And you can start to build, like, what do I think would be a cool or a good mechanic to then go with a cold-themed quiver. You get cold-themed puncture. Or you can start with a mechanic that you really want and build an item around that thematically. So you can say, like, oh, I really want an item that will enable this type of playstyle. And then you can be like, okay, well, what type of item is that going to be? Is like, you can say, like, I really want to enable cold puncture. Okay, now do I want to put that on a rogue-specific item, like a helm chest relic that's going to be specific that way? Do I want to put it on a generic item like an amulet, but it's only useful for rogues? Do I want to put that on like a weapon, quiver, and you kind of like build the item from there? And we do both very, very, very frequently. I don't know if we have one that happens more than the other. No idea why I'm picking these up. Or why I opened that even. Oh, there's only 40 of some of these. Okay. Whew. It's a spicy meatball. You know what's crazy? Meatballs are not Italian at all. It's an American dish. Meatballs are an American dish. Yeah. You go to Italy, you find meatballs on the menu, it's in the American section. Straight up. Well, Swedish meatballs are Swedish probably, but they're not Italian. They don't do meatballs in Italy as a traditional food. Sorry for the derail there. I was kind of blown away. Anyways. Oh, wow, that's way too big. Here's a little another tease here. An item coming next patch. At least I think it's coming next patch. So I'm giving you tons this week, Lone Star. This is to make up for last week where I was terrible. It was just awful. Oh, today I learned meatballs are like pyramids. I'm definitely doing better so far, but this is like the first half of a football game. You got to maintain through the second half. I will say this, I'm saving the best for the second half still. Don't worry, I'm saving myself. At least I think it's the best. But you know, I'm very biased. Mostly because a lot of the stuff you have no idea what it is. Like there's no real context for that shield. It could be anything. It could even be a boat. You know how much we wanted one of those. I can tell you something about UI stuff if you want. I'm working on it right. I may have mentioned this already. If I did, I'm sorry. So the eras, when you zoom out, it's really hard to see all this stuff here. So when you zoom out now, it'll take all of these. Not dying. It'll take like all of these when you zoom out in Last Refuge and turn them all off and make it into one large icon. That if you click on it, it will zoom you in real quick to the area and reposition. So if you're like over here and zoomed out, it'll pan and zoom. It's pretty cool. And collectively shows quests available on that one icon. And then also the quest panel is always there. Because I know it's something we got asked for a lot. But you can hide it still with the hide thing. I realize I have not played like Scepter builds at all. I'm looking at all those going, some of those are probably good. Something that came up in a few stream chats this week. Any thoughts on letting players specialize skills provided or procced by items regardless of class? That's interesting. As one of their 5 specializations, obviously, but for example, if someone equips Life's Journey, letting them specialize Spirit Plague. Yeah, I've seen this suggestion a few times. I think it's really unlikely that we would do that. And I think part of the problem with it is, so this is the problem we ran into a lot with this. So +2 to summon Skeletal Mage. So having the game like remember what's specialized, and the way that the specialization system works, you can't have a skill specialized if you don't know the skill, right? And it cleans itself up all the time. So there's lots of events where it's like cleaning itself up, where if you respec something here and you lose a skill maybe because you've dropped points out and you've pulled this back and you lose a Civil Abomination, it's I'm pretty sure it does. It should at least despec the skill even. And a lot of that is to prevent abuse cases. So why am I bringing up this item that has +2 summon Skeletal Mage? If I pull this item off and put it back on, all, I don't lose any points because it gives me the points right back, and I can just put them right back where they were. So nothing's lost at all. But as soon as I'm completely despecializing a skill from just taking an item off, it has to be then re-leveled. So that's why it's unlikely to happen, at least anytime soon. We talked about having generic skills that you can do that with. So, and the other thing is, a lot of what gives classes their identity is that, is the skills that they have access to, the active skills. That's really what defines what a Necromancer is compared to a Lich, even. Like it's the stuff that's up here and this one right here. So Reperform and Death Seal is what is compared to. Yep. Making my point at all costs. Compared to Wraith, Dreadshade, and Assemble Abomination is really what differentiates Necromancer from Lich and the nodes at the top of the tree. So there's not a ton of room for like giving other classes those skills without bleeding that identity across. So not impossible, but unlikely. Can I ask why you changed map teleport mechanic? Now I need to click on teleport point and on the confirm button it hurts. Yes, in it may not have been the best decision. Personally, I don't dislike it. I actually really like the change. But next patch, you will be able to right-click on waypoints, and you will just teleport. So, solved for you next time. Any plans to modify the ladder? Yeah, definitely. We want to add... So having a way to track your progress against other people, personally, I love. And we know not everyone loves that, but personally that's a thing I really like to be able to do, is to see, like, where do I rank? How do I stack up? So we want to keep the ladder, and we also know that people like different things from each other. So some people really like doing the Monolith of Fate, some people really like doing the arena, some people will really like doing other endgame mechanics that we have. And we have metrics planned for each of them on how to track who's the best in each of them. And the goal is to have individual ladders for each different type of in-game system. So, well, at least ones that can be tracked like that. So, for example, the Monolith of Fate, the one that we haven't finalized this yet, but the one that we keep coming back to is highest corruption to kill a Shade of Oribus. Yeah. So likely that's what it'll start with, but I'm not sure. I was really, you know what I was really surprised about? I was really surprised at how little engagement there was on the new controller support that we're adding to this patch, the forum post for it. Yeah. I was a little surprised. I guess it's not very controversial, so there's not a lot to say on it, but it's really great. It solves a lot of the problems, and it is built in such a way that we can expand it to literally any menu in the game. Some of them will just take a little bit longer, so things like, even these will be navigatable, like, with the same sort of thing. Double O me's, then you're gonna love this change. I don't know the stats for how many people are playing on controller, I'm sorry. I think we can only see, like, I don't know what we can see with regards to it. It might just be like a Steam stat thing where we can see like who has a controller hooked up or something like that. And if you've done the Steam hardware survey or something. But yeah, the guy that's been doing that, working on that, has been doing a phenomenal job. There's a couple guys working on it. Well, one that's working on it a lot, and one that's given some help with it. Built a lot of the stuff, and they're both doing fantastic jobs. I just poke my head in to tell them they're doing a good job every once in a while. So I can't take credit for it. Can I tease anything about Gates of Memoriam? Nope. I can't. I'm sorry. Would love to. Oh, minion cold damage and minion necrotic damage. That seems like the sort of thing that I want to have on my... idols? Yes, it does. Yep, no straight swap there. Let's get some set stuff. How's the progress for next patch going as planned so far? Yeah, it's going really well actually. It's we got lots of cool stuff coming. That's the most important part. Here's another item. It's another unique item art. Who knows what that's for? Could be anything. Could even be a belt. You know how much we want one of those. Please, please, please don't put a headhunter in the game.
Oh, hot, 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 hot.
Headhunter's got a lot of problems with our system that just wouldn't make it work. There'd have to be like a big list of things that weren't compatible. And it might restrict the the fact that it could restrict the sort of mods we could put on enemies as well. Eh. We can do something similar, possibly. I don't know. It's we try really hard not to. Those are nice. Avalanche every time. Yes, there will be new items this update. I've already shown 2 new images for them. Can't believe I botched that. All right, those blank dots are mocking me. I'm gonna come over here. Oh god. We're just gonna book it to the spire here. Is this horribly misguided? Oh god. It was way further away than I expected. What have I done? This is most certainly a terrible idea. Why have I done this? I mean, this could have gone much worse. Oops, wrong button. Ooh, jeez. Okay, guys. I'm gonna take this a little bit more seriously, and we're not gonna die horribly over and over again. Thanks, Kissing Eye. I appreciate that so much. Yes, I am getting owned. But Mike will no longer be owned. Mike will do the owning. I believe you guys said there's some minor changes coming to Monolith in 8.3. What are the scope of those changes like? Changing the modifiers, stability? Yeah, it's the core, like, here's the map, here's your islands, here's your echoes, like, pick what you want as your rewards, that sort of stuff. That's not changing. The way modifiers get put is changing a bit. There's a couple of other little things. It's really not a gigantic change, but we think it's gonna feel better with less surprises of like, oh crap, I did that, and a lot more opportunities to build around your choices a little bit more. There's a reflect gear. Sorry if this has been asked before, but I've been curious. Is there plans to release new skills occasionally during leagues? I was wondering how that would work since skills are tied to levels currently. Like, we probably wouldn't release new skills in the middle of like a league or season or cycle or whatever you want to call it. We'd probably do it at the start. But yes, definitely. There is room to add new skills. Like sometimes we might we might add new mastery classes, we might add new base classes. Those would come with a bunch of new skills. Come on. I thought I was about to die again. Avalanche, why do you suck so much? Jiminy crickets. Finally is right. Jeez. Whew. Thoughts on weapon type for throwing builds or weapons with implicit suited to throwing attacks? We're not putting added throwing damage on a weapon right now. Sorry. Baptized by Avalanche. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, here is a node from Abyssal Echoes. After using Abyssal Echoes, your next Erasing Strike or Void Cleave deal more damage to slowed enemies. I think that's actually worded wrong for how it's implemented. I think it should be after using Abyssal Echoes, your next Erasing Strike and Void Cleave each deal more damage to slowed enemies. But I doubt you'd have both on your bar, so. Get out! Yes, and by slow I am referring to the ailment slow, not an effect which reduces movement speed. Even though the effect of slow is that it reduces movement speed. But still, you know what I'm saying. Oh, get out. Come on. Attack the spire, jerks! Thank you. Hey buddy, how you going? Going good. Thank you for asking. Baby Lond C? How you going? Oh, here's some exciting news that I know no one cares about, but I'm going to say anyways because I'm super excited about it. For the first time in 20 months, I'm going to play Magic tonight. Oh, so excited. Not doing F&M, no. Just going to a buddy's house. We are going to play Commander. I've built 10 new decks for the occasion. We're not going to get through anywhere near 10 games, so I don't know what I'm going to do because I have to pick which ones to play. I disassembled every single one of my decks and built 10 new ones over the last year and a half. Took out all the proxies. It's all real cards now. We have a, because we just play with our own friends, we have a rule where if you own the card, you can put it in multiple decks by proxying it. Because we don't like to spend thousands of dollars on it. But I decided my decks were becoming too homogenous, so I wanted to spice things up. So I pulled all the proxies out and build them with just the cards I actually have copies of. Oh my goodness. This is going to turn into another Kite Fest, isn't it? Yeah, I can feel it. Oh, come on! That was a close one. We almost bought it. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Alright guys, regroup. What are we gonna do? Same thing we always do. Fight them till we can't. Oh. Anyone gets that reference, I'll be very impressed. Mostly it's a female voice speaking, not a deep male voice, but you know. Oh my goodness. Oh. They just don't stop coming. Whew. I was it was a little stressful, I was. I love it, but whew, that was stressful. When is Judd gonna do the dev stream so we can see Judd playing last Epoch? Probably when controller support's a little better, because I know his wrist is really bothering him right now. Sorry. You know, I think there's potential in those gloves. Let's do it. We're gonna do a flip. We're gonna craft. It's time to get crafty in here. Still though, minion health is something we were worried about quite a bit. We'll keep these ones on hand. On hand, the gloves. Get it? Alright, Mike, time to get the whole ass out. There we go. Another arena. Alright. I love those pillars. I remember when we first got destructible pillars like that. It was a great day. Any plans to add dreadlocks to the Primalist, giving him more of a raw, wild look? I mean, the concept art you saw and 3D model you saw is the one that's going in. I'd say it's possible that once we do long-term character customization, that could be an option. You may not have seen. There's a new model coming out that was just posted yesterday, I want to say. Ooh. Guys, I'm scared. It's cold and the wolves are coming. And by wolves, I mean undersea beetles and crocodiles. Any plans to add detailed stats for skills in the future? We will be expanding the character sheet, not this patch, but next patch. Sorry. And it will have detailed stats for skills involved there too. When new patch. Don't have a set date for it yet. So I can't answer. Ooh. These guys are just... I need more mana regen. That's something I definitely need. So I'm just riding the line of my mana all the time. Stretched thin, like butter spread across too much bread. Ding! We hit that 90. Wow. Okay. The arena ones are tough. Especially in Empowered. They get real tough real quick. We're doing some upgrades to that. Getting the... Getting the, like, how many waves you've done of how many waves are going to be there so you have a better sense of how far you are till you're done. A couple other things to improve the experience for that, because it could be a little bit better. I just want to increase minion health. I feel like that's the thing to get here. But the int is so nice too. Yeah. I mean, that's probably the thing to just stick with, actually. I want mana for myself. Where's mana? Give me mana. I mean, I'm doing it. I'll take it out later. I don't care. What's the changes to the monolith that you guys are doing with the modifiers? It's not set in stone yet, so I'd rather not say. We haven't. You did not miss a sneak peek on it. Is there a possibility you'll add echo reruns for a gold price, kind of like the old reroll, but for a new rerun? That's a cool idea. I think it's kind of similar to the one that refreshes everything. Can't remember the name of it right now. The one that just resets everything. It's kind of the same effect, just localized. It's a good idea for a gold sink. The only problem I can see with it, like, it would have to be like one time per node, I guess, because you wouldn't want a system where you just like always just keep paying to rerun the exact same one over and over again. I could see that being not great. Exponentially increasing costs, yeah, that would work too. Here, you guys have been waiting quite patiently. Let's get another teaser in here. I'm sure I've got something for you. Leaks. Another, I missed the first one. Additional Baker, you missed a ton of little tiddly leaks. That's why I'm on the wrong scene. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I made these this morning really quickly. So please just know this is why I don't do any work that involves Photoshop in the game. So I took these screenshots this morning. So here's a little sneak peek on some one-handed axes coming into the game. Yeah. This is this is a very low level one and a medium level one. I didn't want to spoil the super high tier ones just yet, because they're quite good. And the numbers on them are extremely temporary. So please ignore the actual exact numbers, as those will change. Those are placeholder numbers, but they will have those stats. Just there'll be different numbers in those stats. Yeah. And I put the pickaxe in. It's like the first one that's not the starting axe. Just because I love that we put a pickaxe in the game as a weapon. Absolutely love it. Yeah, so I just had to show off the pickaxe because, yeah, why not, right? You know. When is mining coming out? I didn't even think of that, yeah. Fishing rod, axe, two hands. I feel like a fishing rod would be like a pole arm, wouldn't it? The fishing fishing pole arm. There's a joke in there somewhere. I'll let you guys figure it out. Ooh, idols. Oh my! There's damage just flying all over the place here. Humming bee. Buzz, buzz. Oh, there's... Oh, jeez. It's a close one. It was a real close one. Okay. Here's a patch note. So bees didn't have proper scaling. So they were not scaling properly for high level content. Bees now have proper minion scaling. The humming bee just reminded me of it, that's all. Even though I don't think that weapon gives bees. Gloves of these again? Oh yeah. Yeah, like so this is the sort of support, like, we're much more keen to give throwing support onto things like gloves and rings than we are weapons. Release the bees. Can I show you anything else cool? I certainly can. I got one more little composite image that I made up this morning for you. If I die again, I'll show it. Jeez, no! Ah, it's too quick. Go, my minions, protect me! Oh, that was really close. Calculated, actually. Yes, quite. Totally composed, nothing's wrong. You're freaking out. Why did I turn that on before killing everything here? Oh. Yeah. Planning to add a transmog system for in-game items. That is something we're interested in doing. It's not scoped out for 1.0 release. There's a lot of stuff like that where it's like, it's be great to do, and we want to, and we probably will eventually. It's just like, it's a lot of those little things, and they add up really quick, so if we try and tackle them all right away, we're going to delay the game, which we don't want to do. So, someone was asking to see my setup for Volatile Zombie. Here it is. Gonna get out of here, so you can screenshot that if you want. How do we donate to the animals? Great question. I'll go over that again right now. 100% of the money we receive from the stream goes directly to them. So, direct donations, doing the voice clips, the funny sounds that pop up. I don't actually know how to do that, but there's a way to do that somewhere in the stream. Bits, cheers, same thing, I think. You can tell I'm super experienced with streaming on Twitch. And also just subbing. All of those things. That's all towards animals. Yeah. I did a little digging around in their website. Alex brought the charity to me that we were going to be doing, and I was quite pleased. We wanted to do something, like last time we did the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, which is absolutely fantastic, but this time we wanted to do something that was a little more international as well. So this is just helping animals all over the world, which is great. I mean, Boardman just like decimated the goal already. Oh my god, I turned the alerts off. Oh, because of that huge subtrain. We missed so many of them. Thank you very much to Christ90 for your Twitch Prime resub 2 months in a row. Thank you very much to Master Sword 1291, which resub for 3 months in a row. We have very few 3-month subs because we've only been doing this for about 3 months. And then we also had another 2-month sub with Trice the Effort. Love it. He says, last Eep 1 Mike Lizard 19 hot. Thank you very much, guys. I turned the volume back on that. So sorry I missed those. We do really appreciate them. Oh, that's why it looked weird. It's the those are the emotes. Just like saying out the emote words. I know where I am.
Oh, hot, 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 hot.
That's right. I feel like my boots are still kind of garbage if I remember. Same with the helmet, actually. It's not great. We need a new helmet. There we go. I don't know what that said. It just dlinged. Oh, friend Tater Tot extended their tier 1 subscription through November. Cool. I didn't know you could do that. That's awesome. Thank you. Oh my goodness me. Guys, you almost got some leaks there. That would have been cool. That was a lot of damage real fast. I'm going to play a little safe here. Get some health potions up maybe, you know. Yes, Mike, that would have been cool. Vision GL's gifted a T1 sub to Maumaux. Thank you very much. That's fantastic. I love that secretly everyone's cheering for me to die right now. Maybe not that secretly. I haven't looked at chat in a few minutes. Offhand Catalyst. Oh yeah, it's the Fire Aura one. There was an interesting question that came up about that in on the forums, I think, recently about the Ignite chance and how Disintegrate doesn't actually affect it. It doesn't take advantage of it. And part of that is intentional, just so that it works with people that aren't doing Disintegrate. So there's stuff for people who are and aren't doing Disintegrate. But also you can take advantage of it with Disintegrate by having it proc other skills that do hit. Which I'm pretty sure is all the stuff that you guys, or whoever was talking in the community there, brought up. Can I pick up an arena map? I really want to see one. I can look for an arena one. Sorry, yeah. Maumaux has gifted a T1 sub to Metal Bee. Passing it along. Very cool. Just got one gifted to you? Nice. Let's see if we can find an arena one. Names at the bottom. City, forest, ascent, woodland, trails. Arena. There's arena. It's behind a empty node. Arena not behind an empty node. Okay. Here goes everything. With instance loot in multiplayer, my friends and I are going to want to have similar filters that show items for each of us so we can share. With that in mind, Mike, don't die. I think you're asking about being able to share loot filters between party members. And yeah, like, I've been asked this question before, and I don't know why it never really occurred to me why it would be useful until right now. But yes, that would be very useful. I don't know, it's just the way you worded it was different, and it clicked for me, but it did. But yeah, it is specifically about finding gear that the people you're in a party with want, but you don't necessarily want yourself, so you've got that gear turned off in your own loot filter. So it's a way to know if that gear dropped for someone else in your party. I have no idea how we're going to handle that. Maybe some sort of option in the loot filter to be like that, like you tick on that, like checks party members' loot filters when gear drops or something. And like, if it's something that would normally be hidden by your filter, but is visible by theirs, it like shows it in like one specific color maybe. So you don't get like all the colors from their filter and all the colors from your filter. You just get like a grayed out version of theirs or something. I don't know. We'll definitely have to figure something out with that, because that's a very good point. It might just be up to... yeah, because then you have the items that are not there. I don't know. That's a great question. And I apologize to anyone who asked it before and I kind of brushed it off, possibly. Because last time I brought up the fact that we there's loot filter sharing, but we'd also talked about having an in-game way to share filters and grade filters and everything like that. But that doesn't really help if your party's changing. So like you join like a group that's like a random group that you don't know any of them, but you still want to be able to share gear with them because you're a nice person. But maybe Timmy doesn't have a loot filter set up and he can see every single item, and then it's annoying. So you'd probably have to do it per person even. Check my DMs. Yes, sir. Oh my god, I hate you. Just wanted to put a message here to try and distract you so that you die in a friendly way for the good of the community. I see what you're trying to do, Alex. It was a valiant effort, and I appreciate it. But not this time. I'm too wily. I got it on lockdown. Mike, why is EHG's moving away from Primeless looking like you? I mean, to be fair, if anything, the body shape looks a lot more like me now. Got that bulk. Gonna pick these things up and deal with it later. Okay, may have been a mistake to dive in like that. Just kill the spire, guys. Come on. Yes. I love this Titan femur. This item is one of my favorites. All right. Woo. I don't know why they're moving like why it's I don't think it's not intentionally moving away from looking like me. Sorry, I should say that. It's I think it was really cool that it looked like me for a while. I like that was really neat. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Hopefully one day when we do character customizations, I can make it look like me again. I loved it. I don't think it was an intentional decision to make it look less like me. It was just make it look cool, and I think they did a fantastic job. That little vanity voice in my head was real happy with it looking like me, though. I'll tell you that much. Alright guys, come on, get this thing. It's right here. Boom, boom. That helmet like? Crit avoidance is nice. Minion health regen's decent. But nah. Alright, here's an arena. Someone wanted an arena? Here's an arena. Mike, would you say 8-3 Wraiths will be stronger than the Skeletal Mages? I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know. That's a question for probably Reimer and Kissing Iron know that better than I do. And Trisoki would know. He'd be the one that would know the best. Hopefully they're pretty similar. Whoever wanted an arena one, this one's for you. In party play, dropped loot can be seen for every party member, or everyone gets their own loot. Everybody gets their own loot. So no having to worry that the barb's sitting in front, snagging all your gear as you're sitting at the back with your as a boson. It was a real problem. Then you get the Sork that teleports to the front to try and grab the item and just gets bopped and dies, and then everything falls apart, and you're like, why'd you go for the gear? We're still fighting. And they're like, well, they were going to get it and I wanted it. And it's like, duh. I missed you too. Two ice beetles. Am I gonna die before the stream's over and show you this other spoiler? Only time will tell now. Fear, activate. Oh no! That was a bad transplant. That's what that was. It's a misguided transplant. Like, it didn't even check blood type first, and I just went for it. Do it again. Easy peasy. Let's get a little info up in her. Even though it's only connected to like one thing. I know, Mike, he's a good guy, he'll show us anyways. Damn. Probably right. Oh. You guys just came very close to meeting my wife. Don't think she realized I was still streaming. The screen shake is unreal right now. I don't know if we're gonna survive this here. Let's focus fire something down. Okay, good. We got a kill. Their health is just so high. Like, get that one. These ice Goliaths have been my nemesis for so long. And here they are, standing in my way. Whew. It was a tough one. Has any more thought been put into re-rolling, filtering things based on their implicit role? We haven't done anything with it yet. I think it's something that we'd likely do, but it's not in. I can tell you that. We're just going for it. Alright? Let's do this. Oh yeah, eh? Oh, I immediately regret this decision. Immediately regret this decision. Oh. Whoever thought this was a good idea is a moron. That was me, right? Dang it. Yeah, I did it on purpose. Alright, here we go. That's the same one as last time. Here's a sneak peek at the most basic starting two-handed axe you can get, and one that's significantly further up the chain that I think is super cool. Zoom out. Oh, the... And just like last time, the numbers are extremely early. This was me slapping numbers in that I just felt like would be good to start as a starting point. And don't ask me how well rolled they are, because I don't know. So the numbers are representative of what the stats will be, but not the actual values of those stats. Just to be super clear. Yeah. I should have done it in the proper scene too. I'm sorry. None of the VFX is, or none of the like lighting is set up properly for those screenshots. Sorry. Well, there we go. Like I said, this is what happens when I'm left alone to do the leaks myself. Alright, we're getting close to the end of the stream here. Any last questions for me before I round this out? Will weapons get effects based on ailments applied to them? Such as if you add bleed on hit, it drips blood. We tried that for a little bit and there was some performance problems with it. I've been told to show a different version of it because it looks so much better. Oh my goodness. There we go. Different version. Sorry for the bright white. Everyone who's watching in the dark. Other images blocking. Yep, it was, because I'm so smart. One more time. There we are. Without the other images blocking. Got it. First try. All right. Thank you all. You've been a wonderful audience. Fantastic participants. Appreciate you coming by. Thank you for the awesome stream. Y'all have a wonderful day now.